Good morning, good morning, good morning. I want to talk about why do we as human beings get upset when someone tells someone that they don't want a kid and then they want to turn around and put them on child support or expect them to have some type of responsibility or obligation to the child when in reality they didn't want it. And this is why I need a podcast, because I need to have a dialogue. I want to talk back and forth with someone. But yeah, women who lay down and have unprotected sex and a child is conceived and the man tell them, yo, I don't want this kid, or I'm not ready for this child. And then the woman, of course, because it's our body, we have the last decision. So we say, oh, well, I want to keep this baby. So if you want to keep that child, then that is your responsibility to take care of that child. Do not go and put that man on child support. Don't expect for that man to be there. Like, if he's a real man, of course he's going to be there for his child. But that's unfair to the man when he's telling you, I don't want this kid. For whatever reason why he don't want the kid. He don't want it with you. His life ain't right. He didn't want kids at all. He got too many kids. He ain't ready for that. Whatever it is, whatever his reason is on why he don't want this child, and you decide to keep that child, that is your problem. That's you. That falls on you as the woman, and vice versa. Because I'm not just going to put this on a woman and make it seem like it's all about the female or whatever, and she's in the wrong. If a female gets pregnant and this man is like, oh, I want this baby, and she's saying, oh, I don't want it because my body this, or I don't want it because I'm not ready, I didn't want kids, whatever the case may be, whatever the situation with her is and why she don't want this kid, he want that baby, have that baby and give him that baby, and that's his responsibility. And for the man who want that kid, don't expect for her to be there. Again, if she's a real woman, she's going to handle her responsibilities, because at the end of the day, both of y'all was irresponsible by having unprotected sex. Like, let's just be real. You don't want no kid, don't have unprotected sex. If you're in a relationship with somebody or just dealing with somebody on an intimate level, and one of you want kids and the other one don't, have that conversation. But don't sit up there and have unprotected sex, because that's going to lead, you got three things that come out of it. You're going to have a baby, you're going to have an STD, or you can have both. Okay? Hopefully the fourth option is neither one, but I don't know how that is. Or I'm not even going to promote go on birth control, because I know, that's a big thing for females or whatever the case may be. I personally don't have anything against birth control. I have never done anything to my body. I've been on birth control before, in the past. Never done anything to my body or whatever the case may be. I know that it's not good for us as females, but yeah, like, at the end of the day, like, if you don't want a kid, don't do anything that's going to put you in a situation where you could potentially conceive a baby. Because at the end of the day, like, we are conceiving these kids and they end up in broken homes, unfortunately. And then, to stay on the topic but get off a little bit, stop conceiving kids in broken relationships. I mean, I get it, shit happens, or whatever the case may be, because I got two kids, no baby daddies. But I know, sometimes things don't work out. My first child wasn't conceived throughout a relationship. Unfortunately, I was young, experimenting, doing things I wasn't supposed to be doing. And a child was conceived. And then, when I had my second child, I was in a relationship, and I just thought that things was gonna, play out, and I was gonna have this family that I wanted, and this and that and the third. Although, it was a blended family, it is what it is. It didn't work out, but at the end of the day, like, I made those decisions, and I have to live with them. I made my bed, I'm gonna lay in it, and I've been doing it, rocking out, going strong, standing 10 toes down as a single parent for majority of their lives, or whatever the case may be. I did have a partner who, played a major role in their life, still is, and that's that. But at the end of the day, like, I'm hearing, I'm seeing in my real life, personal life, and on the social media, that there's a lot more kids being conceived in broken homes. Like, you know, you have one night stand babies, babies being conceived, and during the pregnancy or early on in the pregnancy, the relationship doesn't work out, and y'all still conceiving these kids. Mentally, that's damaging to the child. And then not only that, you know, you're creating a vicious cycle, because, you know, with childhood trauma or whatever the case may be, when we are young and we looking at the situation, we realizing how we are being raised. We grow up to do one or two things: either we do what we seen, we become a product of our environment, or we dare to be different. Like me, I was, you know, I'm just gonna be honest with you. I had a black mama, and I was, you know, I had to save my ass in the child's place, and when I did wrong, I got corporal punishment. You know, but I did things differently with my kings, my babies. I didn't put my hands on them. I probably got popped once or twice, but like to literally whip their ass like how I did when I was younger. You know, that's no slight to my mama, but I was raised in a different era. I'm an 80s baby, so yeah, when we did wrong, we got our ass whooped, and that was that. And I think probably once or twice I probably done met the man upstairs and came back. You know, and that's just that. You know, like, that's not to paint my mother out to be a bad mama, but that's what it was. But hard head make a soft ass, right? So yeah, it is what it is. I just did to be different. So again, back to what I was saying, we either become a product of our environment and we repeat the cycle, or we dare to be different. And shout out to the ones who can be strong and try their best to break the cycle, which is just, you know, a lot of things play into the fact that we're breaking the cycle of what we've been through as children. This generation is just completely different, and these little MFers, that's just another topic. That's just another topic for another day, because these teenage kids, something ain't right. Because I swear, my child be having me question my motherhood more times than needed. And I tell you, I teach him right. He just chooses left for whatever reason. But it is what it is. But, you know, back to what I was saying, like, stop, you know, bringing in these kids to these broken homes. And I get it, shit happens, you know, when you're together, you conceive this child, that's where y'all gonna be together, and this and that and the third. And then, you know, it don't manage to work out, and now you have to raise this child in two separate homes. But just try your best to keep your child mentally and emotionally stable, because that's already bad enough that, you know, you're raising the child in two separate homes. One don't need to be a single parent. Like, both of y'all decided to have this baby, if that's the case, then, you know, both of y'all need to be equally involved in the child's life, mentally, physically, emotionally, financially. And then, for, like I said, the beginning of this, like, if you decide to keep a kid and the other person don't want it, don't go put that person on child support. Don't expect for that person to be there morning, noon, and night, because they didn't want the child from the beginning. Like, take that shit and eat it, because it is what it is. You decided that you wanted that child, so decide to be able to raise that child, you know, on your own. And be honest with your child. Let your child know, hey, mommy wasn't ready, or daddy wasn't ready, or however you say it. Figure it out. But don't be having kids if your partner don't want no kids, because you can't force somebody to do something that they don't want to do. And that's just that. It is what it is, you know? So, yeah, food for the soul. Is that how you say it? Yeah. Let that sit on your mind. But yeah, like I was saying, I need a podcast because I like dialogue. I don't mind talking like this, but I need some feedback. Real-time feedback. It is what it is. Y'all have a nice day.